What's going on, guys? Merijn here and welcome to today's vlog. Now today I'm going to take you guys through my day and at the same time do a Q&A as well with the questions that you have asked me on Instagram. So let's get right into question number 1. And the first question is a nice one to start off with. It's from Niels JSS and it's, what's the best thing you have learned in 2020? Life can be over any second, man. And what really matters in life? What is really important to you? Because I've come to realize that we should be so much more thankful and grateful for certain things in our lives. And I also appreciate a lot of things more in life, like the little things. Next to that, one of the most important lessons is, to focus on the things that we can control instead of dwell over the things that we cannot control. And I think this is a big, not only personal lesson, but also business lesson. And so we've been able to do our best months since the Corona crisis, even though first we took a big hit with our business because we quickly adapted to the situation and we moved on. We accepted like, things are not gonna be the same right now. We gotta, adapt and move on in this world that is constantly changing. And so I think that is a very good business lesson that I took from it in 2020 as well. Because a lot of people want to like always, stay the same and do the same thing because they have a formula that works. But if the world changes, your formula is not going to work anymore. You gotta adapt. So right now is morning and part of my morning routine is doing certain stretches and also using a massage gun as I've shown you guys before. And that is mainly for my lower back and also sometimes when I feel stiffness in different muscles, such as after my chest and then my bench press really suffers. And then once I do the massage gun, which I started doing when, I couldn't go to the physical therapist anymore during crisis. And now I loved it so much that I kept doing it. And I don't need to go to the physical therapist anymore really because, it solves the problems that I have, which are not severe problems. It's just, slight stiffness and things like that. So massage gun really helps with that. And in the last 6 months, we've been working on creating our own massage gun. Yes, you heard it right, with My Shredded Lifestyle. Super proud of it. We got it right here. So this has been in development for a long time. And the cool thing about this gun, guys, is not just that you'll be able to rock the My Shredded Lifestyle brand because, we are releasing fitness gear. We want to have everything in the house to help you guys with, getting optimal gains. But next to that, this one is actually way cheaper than the one that I got previously, which was like a bigger, well-known brand. It was one gun that only had, one option. We have different pieces that you can put onto it depending on which muscle you want to target and like what you want to accomplish with it, which is really cool. And it also has different speeds. So the one that I got only had one speed and was like 1.5 times the price. And this one still isn't cheap, all right? These massage guns, to even like produce them, it's very, very expensive, but they're worth it because think about going to a physical therapist and how much that costs in the long run, and now you can just do it yourself. So super excited to finally release it. There are only 100 available, so I think they will run out quick, but this is the first batch, so I'm super excited for you guys to try it out. Right, it is currently 8:30 in the morning, so it is a bit early, but gonna train fasted. That's a nice flavor. Candy Punch. Together with Cos, and he trains really early. I haven't hit a fasted workout since his cutting phase, right? So I always had a meal before, I always train a bit later on the day. Need the caffeine, a bunch of water, and ready to go, man. Let's do it.
Sign
Been a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Sign of it.
Oh,
it's English.
English. Okay.
So which gym are we at?
With Gym Industries in Haarlem. So it's not Harlem, it's Haarlem. Yeah, it's a cool, versatile gym. You got everything. You got boxing bags, you got basketball court, boxing ring, and an old school lifting part. Everything you need.
Let's do it, man. So we're training back today, yeah?
Back.
Got another question here from Mike E. Pollock. Is it good that I went from benching 90 pounds to 230 pounds in 5 years? Hell yeah, bro. That's mad progress. Everybody progress in different ways. This man, for example, is much stronger than me. He's lying. Nah, I don't think so, man. But everybody progresses in their own ways, man. Some people focus more on strength. Some people focus more on mass. Some people cut more than others. Some people bulk more. So it really doesn't matter. All that matters is that you are a better version than you were yesterday in this scenario 5 years ago. So that's big progress, man. It took me a couple years as well to be benching 2 plates, so 225. It took me a couple years. How long did it take you to hit your first bench press with 2 plates?
I think around 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, see, it can take years, man.
It was actually not until I started eating in a surplus.
Yeah.
So I was stupid, like always eating the same amount of food, just pushing.
Yeah.
Not knowing why I not.
Yeah, that's what I'm
progress.
saying. It really depends on how quick your progression is. If you eat enough or not.
Start eating.
Alright, so next up is the wide grip cable row. Today kind of like freestyling with the workout with the equipment and machines that we're doing. It's doing a bit different than my regular routine. But guys, we're on to the next question before I do my last set of biceps from Tim Hamida. And it's, what's your best tips to keep the motivation after 6 years of bodybuilding? So Kaz, I need you in here to answer this question.
Pre-workout. No, set goals in between. So make small checkpoints. So for me, it's always been, I want to be this shredded, where I want to get to this weight, where I want to be able to run like 10 miles.
It can be looks, it can be strength, it can be
maybe do competitions just for yourself.
Yeah, so
Shoots.
So I think the main answer that you and I share is have a specific goal set.
Yeah.
Because if you run out of your goal, like there's no reason why you would go into the gym and like you know have that discipline.
I'm almost 30 years old. I've been training since I was 16, 17. So you can imagine like at one point you're like, I don't know what to do anymore. But still I set goals now. I'm in a 6-week cut, trying to get as shredded as possible, almost see-through. Yeah. And that's how I do it every time. I did kickboxing for a while, wanted to get into the ring, get new motivation. So that's kind of my major key, set checkpoints.
Oh yeah. Let's get to the last set. Alright, so workout done. Just going to show you guys a quick physique update. Show you where the current physique is at. So meal number 1 going down, got 80 grams of oats, gonna have 1 scoop of this hazelnut whey protein, and then add the fruit. Here we go for meal number 1, and so next question is from Wayne Sin. How do I know when to go on a diet break? Currently 17 weeks into a diet and 14 kgs off. So first of all, congratulations, because that's a big weight loss and that's a big transformation, you know, for 17 weeks. 14 kgs is a bunch. So for my Americans, that's like over 30 pounds. All right, so that is pretty damn crazy. Now, what we recommend usually with our clients is to have a diet break if you diet for more than like 14 to 16 weeks. So like usually, like it could even be 13 weeks, right? It depends on how quickly and fast you're cutting as well. But in general, that is a good guideline. So if you decide to diet for more than that amount of time, for like 16 weeks, then it's very smart to do a diet break after like 7 to 8 weeks of dieting. So, you know, that's what I usually recommend, because then it's best for the long-term results, and it's best also for adherence in your diet. It's also nice to have a break in between, but next to that, we also notice that during a diet break, often when we have our clients eat more, when they've been cutting for a long time, you for example, it's been like, what do you say now, 17 weeks, you may notice that at some point you're not starting to lose weight anymore. Your body adapts, right? And then we have our clients eat more, and during that period, sometimes when we start having them eat at maintenance instead of in the deficit, they actually start losing fat again, right? So they start eating more and they start losing more fat than they did before that. So that sounds pretty crazy, but it actually works as long as you don't overeat and like eat way too much during your diet break. So when you do a diet break, go to your actual maintenance calories, and you know, not much more than that. Slight surplus could definitely work, but like don't go overboard and like see it as a cheat week, because then it doesn't work. So for you personally, now that you've been cutting for this amount of time, definitely take a diet break if you want to continue cutting even further. So I'm working there for a few hours, and now it's time to have some lunch. So what I got here is a Thai chicken salad. So guys, I would say that this bowl is about 150 to 200 grams of marinated chicken. So I'm gonna enter it into my fitness pal. That's 175, go in between. And then we got a bunch of lettuce here, and I got the dressing on the side so I can save on some calories. Next question from vcvip.in. How do you react to your haters positively, sir? And if you want to give them all a reply, what would it be? So I think that over the last few years, I've just learned to live with that, and I don't have a lot of hate relatively compared to other people online. So I'm very grateful for that. We have a nice community family here. Guys, hate is just usually a reflection of themselves. So if people are struggling with something, they'll reflect that back on you while they are dealing with some issues, right? So it has nothing to do with you. Don't take it personal, and I don't take anything like that personal. I also really understand the difference between criticism and hate, because a lot of people, and especially influencers online, think that they're all like, fuck the haters, like don't listen to negativity, and like that's bullshit as well. Like not everyone is going to be positive, not everyone is going to like what I'm doing. I make mistakes all the fucking time, man. That is only human. So if I make a mistake and someone corrects me on that, he is not a hater. And you got to understand the difference. I feel if you're a person that has this type of influence that I do, and so you got to understand the difference. And I'm really good at taking criticism, and I'm really good at because I believe that for the rest of my life I will be a student of life. Student aesthetics goes on for the rest of my life. Even though I'll master certain areas of my life, there's always more to learn. So really got to understand that difference, and understand that if someone does classify as a hater instead of someone who is criticizing you, straight up hate, like it's very easy for me to see the difference and to just ignore it, like laugh it off. I've dealt with that so much, and so much with negativity and negative people, that I don't want any of that in my life. I don't have any of it in my life, and so the only real hate that I get is usually online. Never like in real life someone comes up to me and does that. But yeah, online hate, man, it'll happen to anyone who tries to do something. And even if you do everything perfect, and this is why a lot of people never succeed online, because you got to shake it off, man. You got to shake off the hate, and all the people that will talk shit, because a lot of people will talk shit, especially if you do something different. And I've done something different, man. But all the haters are not laughing anymore as they were a couple years ago. So fuck it, I do my own thing, stay on my own path, stay true to myself. I know what I'm about, and if anyone wants to hate on that, that is completely fine. It's your own freaking problem. So my response to the haters, man, is like, please figure out your own life. Focus on yourself. If you're hating for no reason, don't fucking do that. Leave your opinion to yourself. Focus on you, and focus on your own growth. I'll focus on mine. And good news, I just picked up a new MacBook Pro, and it's not that the old one was like really old. It was probably like 2.5, 3 years old. But I did know, like, because I do a lot of editing, I did notice that like the speed was going down. So now I can edit like a machine again, give you guys more videos, because the consistency is back, as you may have noticed. So I got to keep up with it, man. And so now, like, I have the iMac and then also the MacBook Pro for traveling or when I'm somewhere else. And it's like really fast, 16-inch, so big enough to edit. That's what I would recommend, by the way, if someone is wondering, the 13-inch or the 16-inch. If you're into editing, I would say 16-inch for sure. And so another question, I thought this one was pretty interesting. It's from Kyle the Blossy. Thanks for sending it in. Do you get anxiety about upping your calories after a shred? And if so, how do you deal with it? So even though I've been doing this stuff for a very long time, you guys see me usually be relatively lean throughout the whole year. For the last couple years, when I started YouTube, I was a fat chubby guy, if you remember. So that's what I did back then. Now I never really let myself get to that point anymore. That also has to do with some sort of pressure, obviously, for like, doing well with the business and with my personal brand, and getting the certain deals and the certain photo shoots, or like, being on a Men's Health cover. Like, you have to be ready for those kind of things. And so there was a lot of pressure on me. It doesn't necessarily come from the outside world. It's also a pressure that I really put on myself. And so when I think about it, like, do I get anxiety? Like 100% I do. So even though you see me be in this shape, I still get anxiety. And like, to me, when I'm still maybe relatively lean to some of you guys, like, I feel like I'm getting really like chubby or fat, and people that are actually fat are gonna call me ridiculous or are gonna say that I'm stupid. But that's just like, it's a personal feel. So like, I cannot change that. And like, I will honestly say that like, I am overreacting. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You cannot understand that if you are actually fat. You would say that I am just like fucking like complaining and bullshitting. But like, being in this shape is really not easy. Like, it's really, really freaking hard. And so me sustaining this lean physique throughout the year, that comes with that cost of like having a lot of anxiety in a way. I would say that I'm really able to control it, etc. It's definitely there if you're asking that question. So every time when I'm shred down, I'm in my best shape, but and I also do like a shoot protocol, so I'll be in an even crazier shape. And then after that, like even if you start eating a maintenance, you just start upping your calories a little bit, you are gonna look worse. Your physique is gonna be, affected in a negative way. Actually in a positive way, because you're gonna feel much better and be more healthy. But in your mind, like it feels like a negative thing, and it comes with that anxiety of like not looking as good as you did on that peak performance day. But you just cannot look like that, or you cannot sustain a physique. So you gotta get to this point where you're able to like accept that situation. And even though, like I always say that, like that doesn't mean that I don't struggle with it. Like I do struggle with that, and it does take me some time, usually like a couple weeks of like struggling a little bit with my self-image before like accepting it. And then once I've accepted it, I feel completely fine. So it's nothing crazy. It's completely normal, and you just gotta you gotta find a way to like work it out with yourself and accept where you are and where you want to go, because you cannot always be in your 100% best shape. You cannot sustain that type of lean physique. So that just is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed me answering these questions, doing this Q&A today. If you did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up to show the support. Subscribe to the channel because a new video will be dropping very, very soon. And I hope to see you guys by then. So peace out.